When I was about 15 or 16 years old, I had my first hypoglycemic seizure that put me in the hospital. When I was 8 years old, being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes was absolutely a shock. My life changed forever. But my parents, my doctors, my nurses, and most importantly myself, came to the realization very, very quickly that I was not going to let this define me. When you're a kid who's 8 years old and you can't fully understand what is happening yet, I feel at that very point in time, I didn't know what diabetes was and I had no idea what I was in for. But when I looked over to my parents to see them both crying, it definitely was an eye-opening experience. I was 8 years old, given a challenge, and before I knew what to do with it, I knew that it's okay to not be okay. With diabetes, I think it's a 24/7, 365 days a year disease that consistently needs to be maintained. It's important to understand that you're definitely not alone and you are not the only one in this fight, regardless of where you are with your diagnosis or with your diabetes. It's not easy. When I was about 15 or 16 years old, I had my first hypoglycemic seizure that put me in the hospital. And I have no recollection of it whatsoever. I went to bed, I brushed my teeth like I normally would. I woke up, I was in the New Milford ER, and I had 5 stitches on my arm. I had just woken up and my blood glucose dropped to a point that allowed me to have a hypoglycemic episode. And I feel like that really was the first time in my life that I realized this is bigger than me and I really need to take care of myself. When I was initially diagnosed and as I matured and just grew older, understanding that I couldn't let death was not my diagnosis with diabetes. Diabetes is just gonna be a part of who I am. You can't plan for diabetes, and that's the harsh reality of it. You can't plan 1 week from now what's gonna happen in your diabetes day, because quite frankly, you have no idea. You can get a bad night's sleep, somebody could piss you off, you do this, you do that, your blood sugar goes up, your blood sugar goes down, and ultimately, you can have control in the moment, but I think one of the most important things that doesn't scare me, but I quickly accepted and came content with the fact that this is something, regardless of what's happening in my everyday life, I'm gonna have to deal with my diabetes each and every day. Exercise has really changed my entire management for living with type 1 diabetes. I'm healthier, I'm happier, I'm in what I feel to be one of the best shapes of my life because of exercise. So that's what I used to look like. Through my personal transformation, I have lost 50 pounds. I know that I can do it, and I know that you can do it, regardless of what has happened before today. Today is the day that you have to believe that you can make a difference. And taking the first step is truly the hardest part of this journey, because once you start stepping, you will start running in full strides way before you expect it. The Couch to 7.0 series in the GlucoseZone is really unique because we're taking into account that you might not have exercised in years, or maybe you're just starting exercise back up for the first time again. And we're gonna take you off of the couch, literally, and get you back to a place where you feel like you are ready to begin exercise again and really make this a part of your life. So Couch to 7.0 is a 90-day program, and that's condensed. Simply put, that is 3 months long, and that's 3 months. That's all it's going to take you to make a transformation in your life.